Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. Today I am working on a fun project. This is the Acorn Box from Diamond Press. I picked up the pumpkin recently. I know the pumpkin is sold out, but I still have a video for that. And then I had to get, after I worked with the pumpkin, I had to get the acorn. So it just arrived and I am immediately pulling it out. So you get a stamp set and you get 2 sheets of dies, and these are super, super cute. So these are going to allow you to make a 3D acorn box, and it is so easy. So there's some full color directions, which Diamond Press is great about those. And then there's a third page which has just a little bit more and with some inspiration of what your finished acorn box is going to look like. So I am using some paper from Recollections. I'll link the pad in the description. Actually, it may be Craftsmith, I can't remember, but it's from Michael's for sure. And they had a pretty kind of fall theme, and it has some writing on it. So I'm going to cut my paper where the box is at the top, so the little tab at the bottom. I want the writing to go to the top because this is the top of the box. So I'm just cutting that very specifically so that I have it the right direction once the box is assembled. And I'll run this through my Grand Marquee. These dies are larger, so these will fit through your Grand Marquee beautifully. And so they've been coming out with more larger dies from Diamond Press now that they've got a larger machine. I know that's out of stock too, but I'm confident that will be back. Maybe hopefully in the new year, I think is maybe what Diamond Press wrote that I may have seen the other day on their social media, hopeful for that. So hopefully it will be back in stock in the new year and you can pick up one for yourself. So because having the larger machine now, you can do a lot of these projects, which are really fun. Okay, so I've cut the top and the bottom. The bottom is the one that's kind of curved with the little hanging off tabs on there, and then there's the top. So I was just kind of looking at the instructions here. And the first step is to fold all of your tabs down and then at the score lines. Okay, so wherever there's a score mark, you're going to want to pinch that together, so to speak. Fold that down should be the word I should use. And then all of the little anything that has a tab you want to fold down, because this is going to allow you to put the box together. And this one's a little bit different. The pumpkin had the same concept with the little centerpiece here, but it was separated. This one is actually attached because the pumpkin's a little bit bigger, but this makes this even easier. So I'm just going to go around here and add some liquid glue. I'm using liquid glue. You could use red tape, red line tape, or a strong adhesive if you want to. I just tend to stick to the liquid glue because it wets the fibers, and I just find that it stays together pretty well. But you certainly can use a dry adhesive if you prefer. And so I'm just going to take my time here. I'm going to run my fingers around each little kind of section of that tab, making sure that my glue adheres on there and hits all of the areas that I want. So I have a good adhesion for this. And I can see how this is going together, but I could see just using this on its own. It looks kind of like a little vase to me. It has kind of a vase shape, and I could see filling this with maybe some treats or something, and using this without the top would be really cute. And this paperweight is probably, it's not the heaviest, so you wouldn't want to put, it's not going to be super, super heavy weight. You could use a heavier cardstock if you wanted to. I'm going to tuck this tab in there, but it's probably about 70 pounds, I would say. It has a nice heft, but it's not as heavy as, a 100-pound cardstock. So you could use whatever weight you wanted to. Okay, so I'm just going to push that last one together, and then I've got this longer tab here that I'm going to adhere to the other side, and that will close this box up. Okay, and that took minutes. I did not speed this up super fast. I wanted you to be able to see this box go together, but this is so simple. I am absolutely loving these 3D projects that Diamond Press is bringing out. Okay, so look how cute. So you could just use that on its own, I think. And then I'm going to go ahead and work on the top. So we have, again, same thing, the tabs. You're going to push those down, or the sections, and fold them down. You just want to make sure everything is creased at the score line, and then you will be ready to assemble it. And these are so fast. Now I am gonna do some stamping on this one before you, I think it says you're supposed to stamp before you fold, but I wasn't paying attention to the instructions. So I'm just gonna kind of press that down and smush out a little bit of the fold. And then I'm just using some brown ink here, and I'm gonna stamp all around, and I'm not using my stamp positioner here. I'm just going on a leap of faith that I can hopefully make it look good, not mess it up too bad and have to do it over. So I'm just going old school here and stamping this up. And so I'm going to do all of the petals, or I guess they're I don't know what I'm going to call them petals, even though they're not really petals, but the top of the acorn. Okay. And I think there were 3 or 4 patterns, so you could make it look completely different. And so very, very cute. Okay, so here is the last one, and now I will be ready to glue this together. And this goes together really simple. It has just the one tab at the bottom, and so I'm just going to, and what's really cute is they kind of makes them overlap on each other. You can see there's a little bit of an overlap, which adds some extra dimension to the top of the acorn. And so just really, really cute. I can remember as a child, I used to go around and collect acorns from our yard. And I always was looking for the ones that were together. If they were separated, like if the top had gotten broken or fallen off, I was very sad. But I wanted the perfect little acorns, and I would just go around and collect them and put them in a box because I thought they were so pretty. So I really, really love acorns. And I'm putting a bunch of glue on here, probably too much. So I'm having to run my finger along. I need to not put quite as much glue on there, and because I'm making a bit of a mess, but you can see how quickly this is coming together, and the detail is just incredible. And adding just that simple stamp on there makes it look like an acorn just so easily. Very, very cute. Okay, so we're wrapping this part up, and you can see again how easy it is. And then I'm going to let those dry really well, and then I can put it all together. But you can see how cute the shape is. There's a little slit at the top. You can see a little bit on camera, and that is for the stem. And so now I'm going to use a piece of brown cardstock, and then all you do is just fold it in half, and then there are some tabs that will go on the inside. And I'm just looking at the picture here because this is the first time I've done this, and I'm going to slip those in. You can see there's some little tabs that you're going to fold back to hold up that stem. So I'm just going to gently press this into the little slit, and look how cute that is. I love it. I could see gluing these together if you wanted to and making a total 3D banner sort of thing. Like you could hang them on string. Garland is the word I'm looking for, garland. And I could see doing that and hanging that from, your fireplace or something. I think that would be really cute. And then you can even put treats in there and then have people open them at Thanksgiving. But I think this would be a great table holder place card for Thanksgiving, to have a pumpkin and an acorn and have them just kind of alternated at your place setting. And then you could have notes of thanks, put little treats in there. You could customize them. I mean, look at that. This really took just a few minutes. It is very, very quick. And you can see it fits a gift card, no problem, and as well as some other treats. So it's a really good size and adorable. Okay, so I made this other one in some other color paper, but I didn't put the stem on there. I'm going to put maybe a little flower on top or something to hide the slit, but I'm going to use that just as a little gift. And then here is the pumpkin, just to show you the difference. The pumpkin's a good bit bigger, but still, a great size that works together if you wanted to put those on your tablescape or, give them as gifts. Just adorable. And I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that there'll be more of these in the spring. I could see some really fun items coming out that I'm hoping Diamond Press will do. So there also is a tag included in this set, as well as a leaf die. And then there are a few other dies, I think, included. And I just cut the tag from some white cardstock and I stamped "Give Thanks." And then I'm just using some brown twine here to kind of keep my colors together. and it's going to take me a second. I really struggled with tying this twine. I'm kind of standing above the box, and I should have turned it where I could see it, but so it takes me a minute here. I'm kind of slow on this, and my tails are a little bit too long. I'm trying to tie the twine, but I could see adding some fun little things on here, and you could even find some faux acorns, and you could tie it on here somewhere. That would be really cute, I think, to kind of tie all the theme together. But the green leaf, what I did is I cut the green leaf, and then there is a stamp. You can see the little stem, kind of the center of the leaf in there, and there is a stamp included that you can use to create these leaves. So really, really cute. And you can do it any color you want to. I could see doing a card with these as well, stamping a bunch of leaves and different colors, and then creating a background and adding a little tag on the front. Really, really cute. So it doesn't have to be just what it's made for. You can always customize things once you have the stamps and dies. You can make whatever you want. And I definitely am a card maker at heart, although I definitely love these kind of projects. I just need a little bit more glue here, making sure that my leaf is on there. So cute. Okay, so here is the acorn. Adorable. So if you're interested, I think this is still available on the website. I looked recently and saw it was still on there. So I'll put the link in the description if you're interested. But happy fall. I am all in for fall. Come on, fall. I'm ready for it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.